I'm Ray Basri, and I'm a physician in New York. Today I'd like to talk to you about how we're going to get the aviation industry in the United States back up and going. And I think it's a question of leadership. I think it's a question of having the federal air surgeon set a standard where aviation becomes open to testing for both with the swab testing, nasopharyngeal swab testing to see who's shedding virus, and also to do the antibody testing. So we should start with the aviation community, the corporate and commercial pilots. We should test them regularly, once a week with the nasal swab, see if they have any active infection. Once a month, test them with the antibody testing. Follow it up with the staff for the airlines so that everybody who works in an airport or an airline is tested. Moving on from there, we should test the passengers, right? Because if you show as a passenger that you've had immunity, you have antibodies, you've had previous exposure, perhaps also come through the illness successfully, that you should be given some degree of confidence that you should be able to fly with minimal risk. Again, we are making a little bit of an assumption here that the antibody test, when positive, confers immunity, that you're not going to get reinfected. And I think that that's a good assumption to make, because that's the case with almost all infections, and the data so far has not disproved that. So let's start at the beginning. Let's get the federal air surgeon to set a standard for airlines, first starting with the pilot community, get them screened, put them back in the cockpit, and then tell the public what we're doing, so that the public gains some confidence. And I think the other part of this strategy is to look at the different commercial aircraft that we're flying in. And as passengers, if I knew that that aircraft had better air filtration that I would find in a bus, a train, or the Uber, I would feel better about flying. Now, yeah, they might want to fly with a face mask, but at least they're going to know that the air handling system, which is moving air every 60 to 90 seconds within the cabin and is being filtered by a HEPA filter, half the air coming in is fresh air from the outside, the other half is recirculated, that the air is taken up and away in the cabin so that there is a maximum amount of efficiency, purified air coming to each passenger. I would feel better about it. And so we should talk specific airline, aircraft characteristics so that we know what is the safest aircraft that we want to fly on. If you give all this information to the public, they're going to make good decisions, and they're probably going to return to flying sooner. And all of that will be to the benefit of the airline industry and to our country. So I hope you could look at this, give me some suggestions. Please follow us, our YouTube channel, follow us, become followers, and please watch our videos. Okay, all the best, thanks.